I'm Stephanie.
I'm Javan.
And I'm Victory.
And the question today is, what is the most challenging part about being a parent? So I'll start off and say that for me, the most challenging thing about being a parent was not losing myself in parenthood. So still trying to remain the same Stephanie I was before I gave birth, but with a child. I think it's natural when you become a parent, father or mother, to just become all about your child. Everything becomes about your child, and then you sort of forget to think about yourself. So I guess the first couple of months, it was all about my daughter. So I even went back to work early because I was worried I wouldn't be able to financially be able to support her. And for me, that probably wasn't a bold move. She was 6 months. My job was all the way in Epsom. I was waking up at 5:30, and financially, yeah, it was great, but mentally, it wasn't. But that was only because I was thinking about her. I wanted to give her the best life I could give her, and in that, I was suffering. So I would say that's the most challenging part, is not losing yourself, thinking about yourself. Obviously, your child comes first, but remember that you come close second behind your child.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
For me, think about what you just said, or my...
About you, your own personal experience.
So for me, my most challenging experience with being a parent was, I think that when you think parent, you think it's all about your child, right? But the truth is, co-parenting is a serious thing. So for me, it was always like, so despite how me and the mother are getting along, the mother of my children, I've still got to consistently be there and show up for my child, and I've got to consistently still be nice to her, because it's going to impact my child. And that, I guess when I had my first daughter, I was 20, so that was a stretch with the mindset I had at the time. It was a stretch, always being like, are you okay? Even things like, how are you? You okay? Because you have to show you care, because she's not happy, it's going to impact your child negatively.
Yeah.
So that was a stretch for me. That was a stretch.
Yeah.
For me, I would say patience. I find that I'm probably not, let's just say I won't become a teacher anytime soon, because I feel sometimes I don't have the patience in order to teach someone, or to to discipline your child, saying, look, you have to behave in this way, that's not the way you behaved, isn't right, and they keep doing it the wrong thing again and again and again. And for me, I just get to a point like why are you so mischievous, why are you so, and it can be so frustrating for me. But I feel like being a parent has forced me to kind of learn things, and as well, with my my support system, with my mum as well, being a teacher, she's kind of giving me tips on how to calm my son down, or to, when he gets really naughty or super stubborn, how to handle it in an effective way, so that it doesn't I don't become super angry. And obviously, what we've been saying is that the way our behaviour always will reflect on the child. So it's been difficult. They always say that your parent is your doctor, your parent is your chef, your parent is your, and they say teacher, and that's why I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna be dead honest, I feel like I'm lacking a bit, and I would love to continue to have more patience in order to stand the stubbornness of my son. That's pretty much how I feel. That's what I believe is quite challenging for me at the moment. So
At least it's in you. It's in you, the teacher aspect. Your mum's a teacher, so it's in you, right?
Yeah.
So at least you got to just be confident.
That's it. Yeah, I'm learning slowly and surely.
Going off what Jovan said with co-parenting, I would say that is another challenging factor as a parent, because especially because I'm come from an African background, no single parent, people just stay in unhappy marriages. They don't do single parenthood. So I grew up thinking, that's me, I'm gonna be with the father of my daughter for the rest of my life, and that's it. So when it didn't work out that way, and having to learn how to co-parent, and not only co-parent with someone that doesn't want to parent, that was so hard, and it was very difficult on me as a parent in general. So learning how to do that on top of everything else, like I said, trying not to lose myself, but then struggling with a dad who doesn't want to be involved, that was very, very challenging as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
this-
pretty similar as well. Like, it's every once in a blue moon, I always kind of joke. That's when the father of my child comes and just says, "Oh, hi, how's my son? How's everything?" And then inside, I just want to rage and be angry. But then you have to think, okay, if you get angry, you'll probably go off again, and you won't even speak to the child. So you have to kind of swallow your pride, I suppose, and just say that, okay, just be nice, be civil. Everything's good, and just, like the whole co-parenting thing, just think about what's most important, and in this case it's our children, so you have to kind of look at it from that perspective. And on the odd occasion, I can't remember the last time he came, but he did come. It was nice. It was a nice day. He came into our house and spent time with his son, and I think it's one of those things. I don't ever want to be the kind of person to push the father of my child away so much so that when my son gets older, he will start blaming me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so why did you do it?
Yeah.
Why did you take him away? I feel it's a very heartbreaking thing for a child to say that to a parent, or for that situation to even happen. So so that's how I kind of feel with that. So I completely agree with you on there.
Do you feel so for you? Do you feel like your daughter might have some sort of she might be missing out on something? And do you feel like your son might be missing out on something, not having his dad around, and obviously you not being growing up in the same home as your daughter?
I'm gonna be really personal, honest. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. I'll be honest. So with my daughters, one of their mums I get along with really well. One of them not so well. So for one of them, even though we're not together, I'm around a lot. I come up with we have chats, we have a challenge, we'll sit down and sort it out together as a family. We still keep that family unit.
Yeah.
So it's different situations. But so for her, I feel like she gets exactly what she'd get if I was there. If anything, less of the negative side, because obviously I know I'm going to see my daughter, so I'm going there happy, positive, smiling with a message for her, something positive, because I'm supposed to impact her life positively, consistently. Yeah. So I'm there to tell her that she can, tell her that that she's great. Whereas if I live there all the time, I might not be able to do that consistently. So I don't think she's missing out at all. On my other daughter, I would say she definitely misses out because her mum's very different to me. I'm gonna obviously maintain respect. Her mum's different to me, and if I was around her more, she'd have a more positive influence in her life. So I definitely feel somewhat guilty for that. But what can you do?
You're doing the best that you can do in the situation you're given. Well, what about you, Vic?
I don't know. I feel like the kind of the opportunity, should I say, or the things that my son has in his life, like, it's perfect. It would be, it'd be even better. I suppose not even better. It would be good. It'd be like, when they always say that a relationship, any form of relationship, is supposed to enhance you, not supposed to add to you. And I feel like having the father of my child in his life would be very beneficial. It enhance it in some way. But I feel like I'm quite grateful in the sense that I've got some things, like I've got a backup, not backup, but with my, I was saying before, my family, my brother, he's like the best uncle to my son, the best uncle to my son. And in terms of having a father figure, having someone to to kind of confide in when maybe I'm not the best person to confide in, it's great to have him there to kind of be that person. So it's a yes and no kind of thing. I don't want to lie and say, oh no, it's perfect that he's not there, because I'd be lying to myself. And so it's bittersweet. It's a bit of both, I suppose.
You've got support. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
When you said backup, I kind of thought, what do you mean backup? You meant a backup baby father?
Oh no! Oh God, no.
It's about kind of thing,
Yeah, probably didn't choose my words wisely there. Yeah, support system. That's what I kind of meant. Yeah.
I get it.
What I will say, one thing that I am struggling with in terms of not having her dad around is she's at the age where she's asking questions now.
How old is she?
She's four and a half.
Okay.
So she's asking a lot more questions. Why aren't you and Daddy married? Why don't you and Daddy live together? All this. The other day she said to me, I know why Daddy doesn't see me. And I was like, oh, why? Really interesting, really random. She's like, because he doesn't like me. And it was so random. There was no conversation before. And that just let me know that you think about this a lot. Because where did that even come from? And then one of the challenges I'm facing now is, how do I explain to a 4.5-year-old that it's not you? because she goes to her best friend's house and her best friend's dad is there. She sees me call my dad. She sees my partner call his dad, and so she's around all these people who have their dads about, and she's like, well, where's mine? So I'm struggling to, how do I explain to a 4.5-year-old that it's not you, he's got his own issues that he's got to deal with, and that's something that we're going through now, because it's like every day there's a new question about him, and she's talking about him a lot, even though she hasn't seen him in over a year. All of a sudden, that's all she talks about, her dad.
Wow.
That's a hard one.
So that's something that my partner's finding very difficult as well, because he's been around, like I said, since she was 6 months. So for him, it's really weird that all of a sudden she's talking about his dad, her dad, and he feels like, am I not enough because I've done everything, but she's still talking about her dad.
How do you kind of answer those questions, like, you know, to make it age specific and to make her feel like, you know, it's not me, you know, how would you go about it?
Well, I try to do it in a way that's not. I mean, as much as I would like to say your dad's just shit, that's it. As much as I would like to just say it's him, like, but I'm just like, she's got 2 other siblings as well from other mums, and I'm just, it's probably not the right thing to say, but I say it's not just you. He doesn't see your brother and your sister. Because I don't want it to feel like it's just her. So I'm like, it's not just you. She doesn't see your siblings either. It's him. But then I try to flip it on the positive side. I'm like, but you got Brinsley, which is my partner, and he does everything for you. And I try to compare my partner to her best friend's dad. I'm like, they do the exact same thing. Like, you're not missing out on anything.
That's
and
beautiful. Yeah.
She gets over it for like a day, and then we're back again. Like, oh yeah, daddy again. And so stop talking about him.
Maybe you could say that daddy's not well.
I mean,
in his mind. Daddy's not well.
This is also got the age specific. I don't know about that.
Daddy's not very well.
My mum's African, so my mum says it like, your dad is not well.
Not well.
My mum says it to my daughter all the time. She gives it to her straight. But I try to do it in a more soft approach. Like, I mean, just in case one day he does come back, I don't want it to be like, yeah, mummy's been telling me you ain't well. Because she will say it, and I don't want him to think, not that he deserves anything from me, but I don't want to slag off her dad to
you
her.
shouldn't. But it's not slagging off, you're just telling the truth. Because, like, with a lot of men, it's an underdeveloped mind. Like, not physically, but it's like a lack of maturity, right? That makes you not be there for your kid like you should. So you could like, that could equate to like not being well. The brain is not developed yet. You could like, you're not lying.
Yeah.
The brain is not grown. The brain is not grown yet. So it's not you, it's him. And that might make her feel a bit better. Like, it's not you at all. Like, it's him. He's not well. And it's not a lie. It's not a lie, is it?
Just ponder on that.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not a lie. You're right. I think it is to do with maturity. It's to do with maturity, and it's another hard thing with parenting when one parent is more mature than the other, and sometimes you don't even need to be separated. You can be with your partner and still be one partner is still doing more than.
Of course. And sometimes I think you're better. Like, what you know, want to say to you guys, don't feel necessarily bad that they're not there, because sometimes it's better without them. Would these men have impacted your children's lives positively? That's the question. You're assuming that they would have. Do you know what I mean? These men might be better. My dad's amazing. I love him to bits. But put it like this, I wouldn't be as positive if my dad grew up in a dad. I love you if you see this, but like if my dad grew up in the house with me every day, I wouldn't have the mindset. My mum told me I was a king. She told me to be fearless, to go through life. If my dad was in my house every day, I wouldn't have this belief. So I'm just saying, like, man. Sometimes do I wish my dad grew up in the house with me? No. It's perfect where he is. Like he's influenced me. And he's been in my life all the time, but like, Dad, you're in the right place you're supposed to be, Dad. I'm happy, thank you, I love you.
I'm gonna love you from afar.
I love you to bits, but I don't want you didn't need to be in the house with me every morning.
Yeah. You're talking about approaches that, you know, with your parents, you then took a softer approach. Do you sometimes feel that can be challenging? I find that sometimes for me as well, like, you know, the way my parents raised me, I don't want that. I mean, there are some really amazing bits, well, a majority of it are all great bits, but when it comes to things like, you know, disciplining, I've always tried to just not adopt the same kind of things that they did. Do you sometimes feel that's a challenge for you, or not even as well?
I think I'm the complete opposite from the way my parents brought me and my sister up. But then saying that, how my parents were with me, they're completely different with my daughter. So they were throwing beats left, right, and centre, but they don't do that with my daughter. And I'm like, where's the softness come from? Because I didn't get that growing up. But I would say I'm complete opposite in terms of discipline when it comes to my parents, but there are certain attributes that I have taken from my parents. So it's 50-50. I don't. Yeah, 50. I would say 50-50.
Yeah. Literally, like these days, oh, you broke that china. It's okay, darling. I was like, what? That didn't happen for me.
They learn.
I love it though. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
They've changed. I think the older generation have changed as well. Just like we have. I think bit by bit they're changing too.
Even with my younger siblings, my mum's different.
Yeah.
Even the younger siblings, it's like the oldest ones, we're the trial and error, and then they perfect their craft. Yeah, they perfect it. Like with my younger daughter, I'm a much better dad than my older daughter. You learn stuff, man, for sure. I believe in life. In anything you do in life, I believe that you should go through life. The parts that you like that are effective, you pick those parts up. Anything, even with you, I'll meet you people and be like, this is I like these things in a woman in my life, and even in a friend. You take the good things in their character. You're like, I like this. The bad parts, you're like, okay, this is not. I'm not interested in this. But you focus on the good, and you're like, these are the things I want in my life. So with your parents, it's like aspects of my mum's parenting. Like she probably was quite soft to me, very soft. Like I'm not interested in that, but she was very encouraging and positive. So I carry that into my parenting with my children. So you take the parts that are effective, and I guess you leave the parts that wasn't effective.
Yeah. I think that's the best approach.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I think raising girls, 14, them ages there, 14 and 12, yeah. So you know, and my daughters, they're very beautiful.
Wow.
It's like
Teenagers.
so whenever they say, "Oh, your daughter's so beautiful," I'm like, "It's not good. This is not good. This is bad." They're so beautiful. It's not a nice thing. So as a man, of course, you worry, man. You worry, and you think about all the things that you did as a kid, and you think, if karma's real, then I'm about to get fixed. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's challenging. They ask you some weird questions. It's not even weird, but it's just it's for a father, it's awkward, right? Because I legit want to say to her, like, you get a boyfriend when you're 30, and you don't need to go to your and friends. They're no good. And
Friends.
What do you need to have
just
boys
stay in your house.
that are your friends? No boy should ever have your number. Why would he have your number for what? That's how I feel, right?
Yeah.
But that's not. I can't be like that. But that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's challenging, of course.
I think our experience of, well, you have a son, I have a daughter, so our experience of parenting daughters are going to be different because you're a father and I'm a mother. So I'm going to look at it as, what was I doing when I was a teenager? Why was I doing it? I was doing it because there were certain things I couldn't say to my mum, or I was scared to say to mum, so I was hiding it. So let me not have that approach with her. I don't want her to be scared of me. I want her to be able to tell me everything. So if you want to go to a party, I'd rather you tell me, then we can talk about it, then you tell me you're going to have a sleepover at your friend's house, or you're at a house party, which is what I was doing. So that's the approach I want to be able to have with my daughter. But that's different because I'm a mother. So for you, you're looking at it, you're not looking at it from her point of view, you're looking at it from guys, the boys who will be after her.
I did the whole, like, you can tell daddy, you can tell, and she's like, Dad, you can't trick me, Dad. I know you're crazy, Dad. No, Dad, no, you can tell. You got a boyfriend. You got Dad, no, she hasn't, but I'm just saying, I'm trying all that. Like, you can tell me, like, I just, she knows.
And that's you have to find that kind of balance between like discipline, but at the same time, like, you know, you can literally, I say this all the time, you can come to me for anything, talk to me about anything. Like, do not be scared, do not be afraid. Super open-minded, so I could probably take anything. So like, I think it's so important to just instill that in your kids, like, often. And sometimes they forget, so you got to remind them again and then again.
How old is your son?
My son's 4, so quite similar as well. Okay. And he's going into big school. Gosh, so it's just like more. That's why all these questions are probably coming in now, because it's like, okay, they're growing up, getting to the next stage, so they just want to.
Picture this. How about your son's 12 and comes and says, Mum, I've got a girlfriend, and I heard that I can do this and that, and I want to take.
You can do what? What can you do? What is it you can do? Wait, what?
I heard that you can. What did you hear?
I don't know. It's your son.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I sort of asked her. And you take it from there. What did you hear? Oh, I heard that if you do this, then just probably start talking about the birds and the bees. I'm assuming that's where you're going. And I'm like, okay, well, this is how it works, and this is how, you know, and everything. But at the same time, you don't do that at your current age. It's not appropriate. You know, you can't be doing that right now because you have more things to look forward to. Then let's say you just start to sweep them with all the exciting things like, oh my gosh, you're going to be like, get this amazing car and how to get this amazing job and, you know, all this stuff that could just like, you know, make their mouths draw like, yeah, okay.
But the thing is, we know as
there's
adults,
ways to go about it.
We know as adults, we know, because we've been there, if you want to do something, you're going to do it.
That's the thing.
You're going to do it.
So then should you be really just giving him condoms?
No, well, that's not what I'm
asking,
saying. I'm not saying hand out condoms, but
That's what I'm
That's
asking
not
you.
what you meant.
maybe you should do. But maybe he's right. Look at,
I'm
but
just
like
saying,
tell him
like,
obviously not. Don't
you
do
said he's
it.
gonna
But,
do it anyway.
but
So
it's true because I'm thinking about. There's lots of things my mum told me not to do, and I went and did it anyway.
But
So,
then-
and
But
I think that's the same with
I
children.
feel like the reason why you went to go and do it anyways because they told you not to. But if you have a parent that doesn't say that,
Okay.
you wouldn't have any. It's like, you know, when someone say this is the bottle and I say I want to touch it, and someone says no, you're not allowed to do it. I'm gonna touch it if I want to do it. But if someone says yeah, just do it,
So
whatever. Okay, you could then that's you. It's like as if okay, so I have a choice. Okay, well then it's not that special anymore.
Yeah.
It's not just do whenever, you know.
if you're not gonna say no, then you might as well give him condoms, no?
I
If
mean
you're not
that's.
gonna say no, I'm just
No.
putting it to you.
You're playing devil's advocate, and it's good. It's a good thing. It's healthy.
You ready for that mentally to give his 12-year-old son condom?
About that.
You just said you want to let him know that
You're right. And you know, by that logic, I suppose that does make sense. But at the same time, I don't know. No, I wouldn't. But I think it would just have to be a conversational thing whereby he has to understand why it's not a bad thing to do it, but it's just not appropriate for your age. That's all. That's where I'm going.
It's a bad thing to do at 12, no?
Sex is not bad. Sex is a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it's just not. You're 12.
Yes,
it's just
I
not
know.
appropriate for your age. That's
I like that.
That's kind of like the.
I think the approach I might take is just
Ooh.
to give. You're thinking about it, aren't you? You're thinking about it. I think the approach I might take is just to give my daughter all the facts, like all the facts. So obviously, don't do it. But if you are going to do it, these are the consequences. These are the outcomes. These are the steps you need to take. Because I would rather that she was educated to the max, and then the ball's in your court at the end of the day.
Exactly.
She's gonna do whatever she wants. When she leaves this house and she goes to school, she goes with her friends. We can direct them in the right path as much as we want, but they're gonna take whatever path they want to take. So I'm just gonna make sure that she has all the facts. She's educated to the max.
Yeah.
So that any decisions that she's making smart ones.
Absolutely.
And that's unless I'm gonna follow her around for the rest of her life. That's literally,
It's true.
Do you know what I say
that's
to my,
literally all I can do.
do you know what I say to my little girl, honestly? I say to my little girl, I said to listen, you love daddy, don't you? You love daddy, right? You don't want daddy to go to prison, do you? No, legit, and I think I say you love daddy, you know what daddy to go to prison, do you? So please don't do these things. And, you know, like I got friends everywhere. I'll find out, and daddy will go to jail, and daddy probably will die in jail. So, you know, I'm desperate, man. I'm trying everything. I'm desperate. Oh gosh, that's how I legit say to them, like.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, I love what you said about learning from what you see, because in life, not everyone's your friend, not everyone's your enemy, but everyone is your teacher, right? Like you said about teacher, everyone's your teacher. You learn things from everyone. I love what you said about that, and I think just we living in an era and a time where this is an issue not just on parenting. This is a life issue that as parents we need to do self-development on ourselves, because comparing in general will drive you nuts. So if you can live life, you're always gonna be feeling bad, right? So I think just for yourself, it's not a comparing thing. I think just, you know, the main thing is if you can say to yourself, "Oh, I'm doing my best," then that's what matters. If you can say like, "I'm actually doing my best," if you can't say you're doing your best by your kids, then hey, you gotta check yourself, innit? If you can say you're doing your best, then
Gonna round up for us?
guys, it was a pleasure speaking to you both.
Same.
Yeah, it was great, speaking to you. I learned some stuff from both of you today from listening to you. So yeah,
Thank you.
great. Thank you.
Follow us on Instagram at parentcast_hub. Thank you. Bye.
Everyone, welcome to Parentcast. I'm Miss Charlie.
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Heather.
I'm Jay. I'm Blue. I'm Father G.
Today is how would you instill discipline and structure into your child, and is there a right and a wrong way?